If you're tired of battling weeds and you're looking for the best possible control, I got some stuff I'm going to share that might help you out. So from my experience when it comes to weed control, there's really two applications. And if you time these applications correctly, it's going to take care of 99% of your weed problems throughout the year. Those two applications are your pre-emergents. Your pre-emergents need to be applied prior to seeing weeds, hence the name, pre-emergent. If the weeds are already actively growing, it's an entirely different approach. You're going to be using post-emergent herbicides. But there's a secret that I found to give you much better control. I'd like to take the credit for it and say it's something that I discovered on my own, but there's a legend here from Clemson University, Burt McCarty, who's responsible of doing countless research and writings and studies on various turf grasses. That's kind of his specialty. Clemson did a video a couple years ago where they had multiple test plots and they tested a combination of products. And through those combination of products, they got broader control and extended control. So I took that idea and kind of played around with some different products that I had personally on hand and came up with some stuff that worked really well. And that's what I'm going to be sharing today. The timing for these applications are going to vary depending on your zone and where you're located. Typically what you're looking at is soil temps. As you're going into fall, once soil temps reach about a 3 to 5 day average of less than 70 degrees, you definitely want to make sure you have something in the ground to make sure those weeds never have a chance to pop up. Here in South Carolina in the transition zone, that's usually going to be somewhere around mid-October. I have waited into November to spray my fall pre-emergent, but typically it's around the middle of October. There's a lot of guys that will actually split this application. A lot of the landscape companies here in our area, they begin spraying homeowners' yards probably around September. Somebody's got to be first, of course. So September, October, and then they'll usually come back through and they'll do another follow-up around November, December. That makes sure you get in like full season control from fall through winter and you don't have to deal with any of those weeds. Personally, I don't split my fall application. I do a full strength app. What that essentially means is if I take the recommended yearly rate for that particular product, and I divide it by 2 because it's 2 applications. So I'm going to put that down around October 15th, and that's going to see me through all the way till February. But there's a secret. I'll talk about that in a minute. In February, we have what we call early springs. Typically an early spring or a fall spring, you'll have 40, 50 degree days, and all of a sudden we have our first 75, 80 degree day that pops up for the season, and you have flowers blooming, birds are chirping, they think spring is here, and then of course it drops back down to the 30s. Once that happens for a couple days in a row, those weeds will begin to germinate as the soil temps begin to pick up. If you don't have something in the ground around February, it's probably going to be too late. That application I split around February 1st to February 15th, and then I'll come back around probably the middle of April, 1st of May, and I'll spray the other half of my spring pre-emergent. That is the only application that I split. And the reason I do that is because it starts to warm up so early in the season. If I only put something down in February and I didn't do another follow-up, I'd probably have some stuff that popped up throughout the yard come late spring or even into summer. And so whenever I split my spring application into 2, I don't have to worry about that. My last application, if it's mid-April or 1st of May, I do not reapply another pre-emergent product until October. The one weed that I really can't control because there's no product on the market that's really labeled for it is nutsedge, as far as one of the things that I battle a lot. And so nutsedge, I basically spot treat it whenever that pops up with a post-emergent herbicide, of course. But as far as that goes, I really don't have any weeds whatsoever. The best product on the market that I've currently tried, and these combinations are Prodiamine Princep, which is active ingredient simazine, or Prodiamine paired with Dimension. That also gives me great control. And what I'm about to say is probably not going to be popular with some people, but in my honest opinion, Spectacle Flo is probably one of the most overhyped and definitely overpriced products on the market. I do have Resilon with active ingredient and Dazaflam. It's the same active ingredient found in Spectacle. Resilon has a slightly higher active ingredient percentage, but it is the same active ingredient. From my personal experience, Spectacle does great in the winter. It gives me good POA control, but it did not, the duration was less than what I got combining those other 2 products. Believe it or not only do you get more product for your money, but it's still cheaper to buy those 2 products that are about 1 gallon to 2 gallons a piece versus 18 ounces of Spectacle. And so you get better control, broader control, and it's more affordable. I'm not a fan of granular pre-emergent. I feel whenever I spray a product, I get a much better coverage. I can water it in. I'm able to control how much water I put down. I personally like to wait until it's been at least 2 days since we've had a heavy rain. That way the ground's not overly saturated and it can absorb and has room to take in the product that I'm putting down. And I also like to use my irrigation so that I can control how much water I'm applying so that a huge downpour just doesn't wash it all away. That can make a big difference in your products, the control you get from your weed control, your pre-emergence, even how effective your fertilizers are, because a huge rain can wash all the granular out in your yard and it's piled up in your neighbors. So if you can do that, you're probably going to get the best results controlling how much water is put down yourself. If you're not doing so already, I do suggest keeping a lawn journal or something where you can document the things that you're trying, the things that you're doing, and so you can see what's been successful. I personally keep an app, and one of the main reasons I have Tahoma 31, not to get into this rabbit hole, Tahoma 31 and PGR, it's kind of been a love-hate relationship, and learning the correct amount that will slow Tahoma down has been a challenge for me. So one thing the journal is really helpful is I can reflect back and see how much I put down last year versus now, and how much it's actually taken before I see any type of regulation at all. So again, write stuff down, keep a journal, know what works. Hopefully this information has been helpful. Go check out the link for that study that Clemson University did. Let me know what you guys are using, if you're putting down granular, if you're spraying, what kind of sprayer rig you have or whatever. But if you haven't tried some of these combinations already, I would really suggest you guys do that. You'll see in that video that Clemson even took it a step further. Not only did they do a tank mix of 2 different pre-emergents with 2 different active ingredients, but they also tank mix with a third product being a post-emergent. Personally, I don't like to spray products that aren't needed. I'm going to spot treat if I see a weed here and there, but to blanket spray the entire yard when it's really not necessary. Again, they did it because it was part of the study. So if you take anything away from that, the combination of 2 different pre-emergents, 2 different active ingredients is going to give you the best control. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. Appreciate you stopping by.